You're standing one step away from the life you've always wanted. The opportunity is finally here. Everything is ready. And then, you do something that ruins it. Not because you had to. Not because someone stopped you. Because you stopped yourself. The strangest part? You knew exactly what you were doing. Maybe you've done it before. You procrastinated until the deadline passed, ignored the person you loved, quit right before success, or convinced yourself, I'll never be good enough. It feels like bad luck, but it isn't. Psychologists have a name for this invisible enemy. Self-sabotage. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes, it looks exactly like your daily routine. Here's the terrifying truth. Your brain isn't always trying to help you succeed. Sometimes, it's trying to protect you. Even if that protection destroys your future, because to your brain, failure is painful, but strangely, success can feel even more dangerous. Success brings change, responsibility, expectation, and uncertainty. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you, everything is familiar. Ahead is a completely different life. Most people think fear comes from falling. Sometimes, fear comes from flying. Your comfort zone may feel like safety. But, comfort has a hidden price. Every day you stay there, it quietly convinces you that this is all you're capable of, but none of this explains why intelligent people sabotage themselves again, and again, and again. The answer isn't laziness. It isn't weakness. It begins much earlier, in a place most people never think to look, long before you missed that opportunity. Long before you doubted yourself. Someone, or something, taught your brain a dangerous lesson. Not with words, but with experiences. Your mind remembers what your memory has forgotten. Imagine a child who gets criticized every time they make a mistake. Eventually, they stop trying, not because they're incapable, because trying starts to feel unsafe. That feeling doesn't disappear when they grow up. It simply changes its disguise. This is how self-sabotage hides. It wears the mask of perfectionism. I'll start when I'm ready. I just need one more course. Next Monday. But deep down, you're not waiting for the right moment. You're waiting to feel safe. And here's the trap. Perfection feels productive. It looks responsible. It even earns praise. But perfectionism is often fear, dressed as discipline. Then comes another invisible force. The fear of rejection. Because if you never truly try, no one can truly reject you. Your brain whispers, it's safer to fail on purpose than risk finding out the truth. Have you ever noticed? Some people always have an excuse. They're too busy, too tired, too unlucky. Sometimes, those excuses aren't lies, they're armor, because if life never sees your real potential, it can never judge it. That's the twisted bargain self-sabotage offers. Temporary comfort, in exchange for a lifetime of regret. But the deepest reason people sabotage themselves isn't failure, it isn't rejection, it isn't even fear, it's something hidden much deeper. A story you've been telling yourself for years. And that story controls almost every decision you make, without you ever realizing it. Every person carries an invisible story. Not the one they tell other people, the one they tell themselves. Maybe yours sounds like, I'm not smart enough, people always leave, success isn't for someone like me. The frightening part, you stop questioning the story and start living it. Your brain loves consistency, even when that consistency hurts you. If you've believed you're a failure for years, success feels unfamiliar, and to the brain, unfamiliar often feels dangerous. That's why people sometimes destroy the very thing they prayed for. A healthy relationship, a dream job, a new opportunity, not because they don't want it, because deep inside, they don't believe they deserve it. Imagine wearing glasses your entire life, without realizing they're tinted. Every failure looks bigger, every compliment feels smaller, every opportunity seems impossible. The world hasn't changed, only the lens has. This is why motivation fades so quickly. Motivation can push you forward, but identity always pulls you back. If your actions say, I want success, but your identity whispers, I'm not the kind of person who succeeds, the identity usually wins. Think about how many times you've promised, tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow comes. For a few hours, you feel unstoppable. Then somehow, you end up repeating, yesterday. Not because you're weak, because your subconscious is protecting the person it believes you are. Here's the heartbreaking truth. Your biggest obstacle may never have been your past, your parents, your circumstances. It may be the version of yourself you've unknowingly been protecting. So, if self-sabotage isn't your enemy, what is? And more importantly, can you actually break free? The answer is yes, but not by working harder. Not by forcing more discipline. It begins with one simple shift that changes everything. Most people spend years trying to change their habits. Wake up earlier, work harder, stay more disciplined, but habits don't create identity. Identity creates habits. The moment you begin seeing yourself differently, your actions begin to follow. The next time you hear that voice saying, "You're going to fail," don't argue with it, don't fight it. Simply ask, is this the truth, or just an old story I've repeated for years? Sometimes one question is enough to break a lifetime of automatic thinking. Real change doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens quietly. The email you finally send, the workout you almost skipped, the difficult conversation you finally have. Small choices, repeated consistently, become a completely different life. You'll still feel fear. That never completely disappears. But one day, you'll notice something surprising. Fear is no longer driving your decisions. You are, and that's the moment freedom quietly begins. If you've been sabotaging yourself, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means somewhere along the way, your mind learned to survive. Now, it has to learn how to live. And those are two very different things. You don't need to become someone else. You only need to stop believing that you're someone who can't change. The biggest prison in the world isn't made of steel, it's made of beliefs you never chose, but kept repeating. The moment you question those beliefs, the door begins to open. So here's one question. What's one story about yourself that you're finally ready to let go of? Share it in the comments. Someone else might read your answer and realize they're not fighting this battle alone. If this video helped you see yourself differently, subscribe for more psychology and human behavior videos, because sometimes understanding your mind is the first step toward changing your life.